What if Mother Gothel does know best and really isn't the bad guy? Whoa, hear me out. We're of course backtracking to before the manipulation, gaslighting, and abuse because yes, those are absolutely terrible and evil. Yes, I'm with you there. But what if things were different? This has been on my brain since the first Rapunzel video, and honestly, it kind of really makes me angry and fired up. And if you like getting fired up and feisty about old fairy tales, creepy lore, beloved spooky movies, and beyond, this channel may just be the haunt for you. Ooh, subscribe. Thanks. A single drop of sunshine, preserved for centuries under the care and, sure, selfish protection of Mother Gothel. But honestly, how long do you think such a beautiful gift would have lasted in the cruel world if it hadn't been for her guardianship of it? Not long, I'd imagine, as we see the second the royal guards find it, they uproot the flower and use all of its ancient powers to make a single bowl of soup for a single individual. Sure, she's a queen, but do you think uprooting the plant to save anyone other than the queen would have been acceptable? Psh, I doubt it. Royalty has its perks. Why does the movie value the queen's life more than Gothel's, whose life is tied to the flower? Okay, plot points aside. Sure, the queen was pregnant, but which, please, it's more than that. Disney depicts Gothel as evil right from the very start of the film. But at that point, she hadn't done anything evil and was just some old woman who was doing her own thing, not needing anybody. The nerve when she stumbled across the flower that restored her youth. Heck yeah, she kept it secret and safe and planted and alive for centuries, just minding her own business and not getting in anyone's way. How dare she? Evil. /sarcasm. Eschewing society too, I'm sure, because how many times can you attend high school before people start to notice you're not aging? But anyway, I doubt the royal family tried to use a single leaf at first to brew the potion, not kill the whole flower off the bat. I doubt they tried to plant the plant back in healthy soil. I doubt they tried to consult anyone about maybe singing to the plant to release its powers and not destroy it. I don't know, like consult a lore expert? They just brutally uprooted the rarest of rare resources and used it in one fell swoop. Yes. Luckily, that power survives and thrives in a new form, the child, and I'd like to think it could have continued passing on down the generations had Flynn Rider not cut off Rapunzel's hair. Think of all the healing that could have been passed along throughout the kingdom. So many healers as time went on. I know Gothel tells Rapunzel that people will only use her for her power if they discover it. Yeah, kind of ironic, sure. But if Rapunzel did assume her place on the throne, or never got nabbed and left it in the first place, more on that later, and retained her hair power, I'm pretty sure she would have been guarded and well protected. I mean, I'd hope. Maybe they'd learn? The way I see all of this is that Mother Gothel was kind of like Mother Earth, protecting a precious resource. Yes, hoarding, but maybe she was healing all the forest animals for centuries, providing the kingdom with game and animal friends the whole time. But we'll never know, even though she was there first, like older than their whole island civilization, even though it's because of her that the freaking flower was even preserved in the first place. But maybe one day she could have learned to share, or maybe one day the world would have been ready for her to share. And in a way, this flower was her purpose, her mission to protect. And it was ripped away. She used it to gain unnaturally long and beautiful life, which she kinda needed in turn to live forever to protect the plant forever. Got a little long cycle going there. The flower power lets her be maiden, mother, and crone many times in a single lifetime. This guardianship was her path. I mean, wizards get to live life ages of men, so why not witches? In the movie, we don't know much about Gothel's history before kidnapping Rapunzel other than she liked being young and, alive, and got a refresher every so often at the Singing Flower Spa to achieve that. Gothel didn't fit in, didn't conform to their values and perceived roles, and had her own life and wanted to stay alive to keep living it. That motive, being alive and looking fine in itself, is not evil, but yeah, she, out of fear and desperation, acts evil and becomes evil. But to her credit, she did try to tap into the flower power and take some of it on the road first. Not that that makes up at all for later actions, of course. Now, this Gothel with vain, shallow motives is a Disney special. They changed and added a lot to their adaptation, be sure. There are some good things Disney changed with the story of Rapunzel. Think all the stars. I mean, lanterns? Stars. Otherwise, this story would have been bereft of frying pans. Who knew, right? But full of twinsy teen pregnancy, exile, squalor, a blind and awful prince, magical tears, oh wait, that stayed, that restore Princey Eve's vision. You can see the whole grimly detailed story here. Disney Gothel kidnaps Rapunzel to keep herself young and beautiful for as long as the girl is alive or the power is active. Disney Gothel hides the girl in a tower not to protect Rapunzel, but to protect the hair's secret power. I don't know if Disney Gothel actually wanted to raise a child or if she even wanted to be a mother. Like, she kind of had centers to work on that if she did, but she definitely wanted the powers she had kept secret and kept safe for centuries. That was plucked away and honestly kind of wasted in one go to remain secret and safe for more centuries. Disney Gothel turned into a gaslighting, abusive nightmare. Yikes. Original Dame Gothel, from many fairy tale tellings from Grimm and beyond, have this character as, not so terrible? Maybe more of an enigma. Book Dame Gothel is someone the people just don't really mess with. Probably because she is self-sufficient, independent, childless, chosen or not, this is unspecified, has goals, aspirations, purpose, and to whatever society she was in back then, this meant she must be a witch. Well, technically they call her an enchantress. Fancy. Okay, cool. Anyway, one day a pregnant woman, well, in some tales she's already pregnant and in others the salad is what makes her that way, craves a flower/salad leaf called Rapunzel that she sees in Dame Gothel's garden. Her loving husband goes and steals it. Familiar from Dame Gothel's garden. Twice. See, everyone just plucking and plundering Gothel's stuff. I'd be super ticked off too. I mean, I am. Get out of my flowers, you entitled sons of guns. Don't even bother asking. Just take. Plunder, plunder, plunder. Grrr. Dame Gothel catches him red-handed and makes a deal with the man. His firstborn for the Rapunzel plant. He agrees. Why, I don't know. If you and your partner wanted a kid for so long, I'd assume you'd just say, no, thanks though, here's your Rapunzel back, or at least discuss it together first. But fair is square and the bargain was struck with full transparency and in no uncertain terms between two competent individuals. Up for debate, sure, maybe, I don't know. No stealing babies in the dead of night. Book Dame Gothel maybe wanted a child. She traded for it after all. She raised baby Rapunzel with love until she became a teenager and then needed to hide her and her virtue from vulturous menfolk. This, of course, does not work, and maybe Dame Gothel would have been better served just to have had the talk with her, because when Rapunzel ends up prego, Gothel freaks, kicks her out into the desert, and when the rascal prince comes a-callin' for more lovin', she shouts him down the tower and he falls into a pricker bush which cuts his eyes to ribbon. He probably should have just climbed down. But when does good communication ever factor into fairy tales? Spoiler, not often. Fear of dying and aging made Disney Gothel do some terrible things. Kidnapping, gaslighting, manipulating, hurting. It all stems from the selfish destruction of the plant she was using and protecting by the king and queen. They could have at least tried to preserve the precious resource and not use it all in one go. Obviously, then Gothel would not have acted out of fear of her own imminent death, like kidnap Rapunzel, maybe, because they could have shared it. I mean, it was Gothel or the queen, given how irresponsibly the kingdom decided to squander the flower. But it is what it is, unfair as it is, and I can't help but think of a workaround. If Gothel had just volunteered to be Rapunzel's royal nursemaid instead of kidnapping her, things might have played out super differently. Of course, that would mean Gothel as a character was completely different, and the story would have been so boring that there wouldn't have been an animated film about it either, though. But imagine for a moment a kinder Gothel teaching Rapunzel and the royal family about how to unlock the flower power for good, how to nurture it and help heal the sick in the kingdom. Gothel herself could have stayed young if she chose, assuming the flower power was unlimited. She could have remained guardian of the power, just unselfishly this timeline. As each new generation awoke with the royal flower power and spread it through the bloodlines, more and more people in the kingdom would have been able to heal, maybe to lesser degrees, but imagine less sickness, more health, or at least an easier time of things. Beautiful, right? That would be true Mother Earth Goddess energy, Mother Gothel. Guard, nurture, teach, let the power grow, shine. But Disney Mother Gothel is written what she is. Was. She made the choice to stand by and watch her charge be destroyed rather than stand up for the flower and help the kingdom understand its magic. Maybe it was a moment of panic and fear that froze her, which is understandable. They're taking something from her. Imagining a green goddess Gothel is kind of fun, I'll admit. But yeah, it would totally have made the movie and Rapunzel's growth in it kind of uneventful. But what are some of your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you, friends and fiends, for joining me on this witchy dive into some what-if lore. Do be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next spooky, cool, or cruel thing. Goodbye!